Good morning, you're with Jade here, 91.1 Hot FM, Hot Property. We're talking all things real estate and property in here this morning. Mel Cayley from Optawise is with me too, and we've got the wonderful Paul from Broker Code joining us too. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, Jade and Mel.
What's the goss?
Well, just busy as ever at the moment. Plenty of inquiries, particularly in the self-managed super fund space.
Interesting. Well, it's no surprise that you're busy actually, because Mel, we were talking about it last week. A lot of the real estate agents and stuff actively working out there at the moment are saying, yeah, it's really busy. Open for inspections, they're getting smashed, they're getting lots of contracts straight up. So no surprise that you're busy too.
Yeah, but there's from what I've heard on the grapevine, there's a lot of inquiry, a lot of open homes are packing out on Saturday mornings. And lots of offers.
So you talked about self-managed super funds, people buying in their super.
Correct.
It always seemed tricky and hard, is it?
It's complex, but we do the heavy lifting and make it simple.
What do you think it is? Why do you think more people are going for super funds at the moment? Do you think they just feel capped out, or people have finally realised that if they want to make some real money...
they've got money sitting there,
that's right. It's better to use leverage money than money that's just at the same rate. And by that, I mean, if you've got 100,000, you invest in shares, you invest 100,000. If it goes up 10%, you get 10,000. If you've got 100,000 and you borrow 400,000 and it goes up 10%, then you've made 50,000, not 10,000. So, so investing in property is something that people are interested in their self-managed super fund because it allows them to supercharge their retirement. They supercharge their super, yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both actually, because it makes sense with what you were saying, Mal, to utilise a self-managed super fund as a property investment moving forward.
Yeah, and that's what we do with our clients. We look at it as a combined. So we say, if this is what you're doing in super, this is what you're doing in your personal circumstances, this is the overall outcome. But then when you're actually applying strategy, it's like working with two people that just come together at the end kind of thing.
Yeah,
so there's much that people can do. We find people can do a lot more than I think in super, in their own circumstances. You talk about people being tapped out. I'm finding a lot of people just don't understand how much they can actually do. They're just not getting the right advice, or they hear something and they just go, oh, it's all too hard, basically. Are you seeing a bit of that?
It comes down to the, I suppose, the way we deal with the lenders. We've got over 50 different lenders, and they've all got different policies and different ways that they view income. So we may be able to, the difference between two lenders could be $100,000 difference in borrowing capacity.
I thought you had to have a certain amount. I thought you had to have like 200,000 or something to start a super fund.
No, but to buy property, really, you want at least 150 to 200 in the fund to be able to have enough to be able to buy.
You need about 150 for a $500,000 purchase.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I was actually, before we jumped on air, I was just going through some of the headlines from the week, and there was one that said that the average Australian who is between 50 and 55 should have roughly 215,000 in their super. Like, they're using that as a bit of a benchmark guide, I suppose. So if you fall into that category and you've got that kind of cash sitting there, might be able to do something with it. A little bit more than just let it sit there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. All right. Well, it's definitely worth the conversation, I think. Come and see you, Paul. There's something you can chat to them about, how to set that up, or not so much set it up, but what you can do with those funds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. And Mel, I'm pretty sure you'll help them invest if they need to.
Yep, we can help them with the wealth advisory. We can help them with the financial planning. We can help them find the right property. We can help them with everything else that Paul can't help with.
Or just come to our event later today. It's only a few hours away.
If you can get a ticket, that is.
If you can get a ticket, I think it's pretty much at capacity. But it is, we're doing this radio show live and uncut. And I'd like to say a little bit of an interrogation of Mel Cayley on the stage. It is unscripted. It's not a presentation. It's just everything real estate property on the Sunshine Coast, the latest data. Mel, you've got the latest data we're diving into.
Got some big stuff.
What the coast
Paul will be there
like
if people want to ask him questions as well as some others.
Yeah, jump onto our website and grab a seat if there's any left. Thanks so much for joining me, Paul. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
No worries. See you, Jade. See you, Mel.
Thanks, mate.